Sasa hiyo kitu uta download aje? Nitumie
na kuonyesha sasa.
Na hii Ruto Mudavadi Alliance inaongelewa kila mahali. Sasa hivi unajua sasa hivi
imeenda live pale na. Chani kama ishaenda.
Ati mpasho ni dadana coming up. Sawa tujinia coming sawa.
Sini Afrika hajakasa. Sama amefika.
Lakini mtu kana anajulikana si Afkani. Watu wanasema ni pozea na juu.
Hiyo ni kiki. Dana anatoa ngoma next week. Channel ijaenda popote. Huo ndio kweli.
Also lined up in the business this afternoon is the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, a bill originating from the Senate Bill number 17 of 2021 by Senator Ledamo Olekina. The Committee of the Whole will equally be considering the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 38 of 2021 by Senator for Homa Bay, Senator Moses Kajwang. And after the conclusion of debate on that particular bill, the senators will be proceeding to division. Finally, the Committee of the Whole will be considering the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 37 of 2021. This being a resumption for debate. On a bill by the Standing Committee on Matters Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. The Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bill number 22 of 2021 by Senator Dr. Alice Nicol, has a couple of amendments that have been proposed to the bill. And among them is that in consultation with the Cabinet Secretary and the County Executive, each member of the county shall prescribe a system of grading places, objects, which form the national heritage, as well as distinguish in between. The business of the house is just about to commence, and the speaker will be presiding the business house.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we execute to behold with your abundant favor and blessings, as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen.
Nilikuwa nishaweka. Yeah. Oh, pole.
Ni nani? Poa.
Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order. Honorable Senators, I once again, during this long recess period, take this opportunity to welcome you to the special sittings of the Senate running from today, Tuesday, 25th January 2022 until Thursday, 27th January 2022. Honorable Senators, the special sittings are convened pursuant to Standing Order number 30 on the request of the Senate Majority Leader and with the support of the requisite number of senators via letter reference number SEN/SML/COR dated 18th January 2022.
Consequently, via Gazette Notice number 429 of 21st January 2022, I appointed today, Tuesday, 25th January 2022 afternoon, Wednesday, 26th January 2022 afternoon, and Thursday, 27th January morning and afternoon for special sittings of the Senate. In the Gazette Notice, I indicated that the business to be transacted at the special sitting shall be consideration of 1, the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 56 of 2021, 2, the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, Senate Bills number 17 of 2021, 3, the Heritage and Museum Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021, 4, the County Governments Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 38 of 2021, and 5, the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 37 of 2021. Honorable Senators, in accordance with Standing Orders number 35, I wish to remind you all that the business specified in the Gazette Notice and as outlined in the order paper and the weekly program shall be the only business before the Senate during the special sittings, following which the Senate shall stand adjourned until Tuesday, 8th February 2022 at 2:30 p.m. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Thank you.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Okay, yeah, Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 25th of January, 2022. Report of the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights on the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator Murkomen?
Mr. Speaker, I have skimmed through the table report, and Mr. Speaker, I've realized that at the end of the report, the committee is proposing no amendments to the bill as submitted from the National Assembly. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, there are issues that were, strong issues that were raised by the Registrar of Political Parties and the IEBC that are also captured in the report and when they appeared before the committee, that, Mr. Speaker, I would have wished and thought that it would persuade the committee to come with amendments. Now that the committee did not consider amendments, a number of us have amendments to the bill. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to request you to give us the period of time within which we should file the amendments with your office, Mr. Speaker, to enable us to prepare ourselves for the third reading, Mr. Speaker. And the last thing, if you allow me, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, I tabled a bill which has even more urgency than the political parties bill, which is about qualification of candidates to run for office. And that bill, Mr. Speaker, was removing academic qualifications for members of, for requirement for academic qualification for county assembly and parliament for those who are seeking office. And particularly, Mr. Speaker, we had a similar amendment with Senator Olekina, which also captures members of parliament who do not have a degree at the moment and who are now being told, after being in parliament for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they are being told they are not qualified to run for office by virtue of not having a degree. Mr. Speaker, I don't know how long your office and the office of the Speaker of National Assembly is going to take for this bill to be expedited here, to be debated. It may pass, it may not, but the people of Kenya deserve a consideration of this House on this very important issue before the nominations, which are 2 months away, Mr. Speaker. And Senator Olekina is here.
Okay, on your first request, your fears are captured in a communication I'll be making in a short while. Yeah. Senator Wambua.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just heard my colleague, Senator Murkomen, saying that he has gone through the report. Mr. Speaker, I am standing to request that you give a direction that copies of that report be made available physically, so that we can also appraise ourselves. And even there are no amendments proposed by the committee, then those of us who may have some amendments to propose, then we can be guided by you and the chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, that's also captured in what I'm about to communicate. So I think let me communicate so that okay. Okay, honorable senators, the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights has just tabled a report of the Committee on the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021. A copy of the report will be availed to all senators immediately for the advance reading in readiness for the second reading of the bill, which is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, 26 January 2022 at 2:30 p.m. 2, pursuant to Standing Order number 145, upon conclusion of the second reading, the bill will stand committed to the Committee of the Whole. At the Committee of the Whole, senators may submit amendments to the bill for consideration. Honorable Senators, 3, the process to guide the Committee of the Whole is as outlined at Standing Order number 147, in particular, Standing Order 147-2, which provides that, and I quote, no amendment shall be moved to any part of a bill by any senator other than the senator in charge of the bill, unless written notification of the amendment shall have been given to the clerk at least 24 hours before the commencement of the sitting at which that part of the bill is considered in Committee of the Whole. Honorable Senators, in this regard, I direct that all amendments to the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021, must be submitted to the Office of the Clerk by Wednesday, 26 January 2022 at 2:30 p.m. with no exception. Any amendment tomorrow. Any amendment received after this time will not be accepted. Honorable Senators, as we debate the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2021, I urge that we exercise restraint, maintain decorum that is expected of a functional legislature, and adhere to the standing orders. The Senate stands guided. Thank you. Yes, Senator Orengo. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for that direction. And I think it's important to put on record that the House Business Committee, in its consideration of this matter, emphasized the fact that you cannot table the report the same day and discuss it the same day. So you would notice that we insisted that the report be tabled and members have a full day, overnight, to read the report carefully so that we can have an informed debate. And I appreciate the direction by the Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, you must also remove the notion from the mind of anybody that a bill, whether there are amendments by the committee or not, that can stop a member from moving an amendment so long as they comply with the standing order that you have enumerated. So I also believe that we should have a very informed debate on this matter. Let us debate it robustly, but in an informed way so that we can show the difference between our debate here and the lower house. Thank you.
Senator Cheriot.
This is on a rather different note, but allow me to still say something about
what you've just mentioned. I respect your communication, but I found the latter part of your communication to be a bit of concern to me. I know it's necessary because of what happened in the National Assembly, but Mr. Speaker, this is the upper house. In my 2 terms of Senate, I have never seen us disagree and dissent to the levels that you witnessed to the other house. Therefore, next time when such a communication is done, Mr. Speaker, it is proper that it doesn't go to our records. I can assure you that the members of this house don't get to those levels.
You know, we take insurance not because we are going to have an accident, but just to protect. So that was just that in case, I'm not saying we'll get there, but just in case somebody may want to get there, then it's preemptive.
It's preemptive.
Yes.
I'm properly guided. Can I now raise the substantive issue that made me to rise and seek your attention, Mr. Speaker? In the course of my duties, Mr. Speaker, as the other responsibilities that I have in this house, there's a matter that has caught my attention, and I'd wish to hear your comment about it, and perhaps you give further direction. That on 2 or 3 occasions, I've received news that senators, in the course of going about their duties, and sometimes part of their duties involved traveling out of the country, have been stopped at the various border points and being told that there's a directive from the executive that no senator should travel outside the country until we finish consideration of this bill that is before this house. I don't know if this matter has come to your attention, and what is your comment about it? Because if it is true, then it is rather a grave matter, Mr. Speaker, because if we are descending to levels where members are being stopped from going about their duties, some of them either official or with family, because of business that is before the house, then this country is descending to levels lower than has ever been since independence, Mr. Speaker. I'd appreciate that you give a firm commitment to the members of this house that they are as free as the Constitution allows them to be, and they can move at any time as they wish to, so long as we follow whatever other regulations are there. But what I find rather disturbing is that this instruction is actually from the executive and not even from your office, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Wetangula.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I associate myself with what the distinguished Senator for Siaya said, to the extent of amending whatever the content of the bill is, and that is not limited to the recommendations of the committee. But allow me, Mr. Speaker, to pick up from where the distinguished Senator for Kericho has left. That, Mr. Speaker, over the weekend or last week, I received a frantic phone call from members of staff of the Senate who are on their way to South Africa with their colleagues from the National Assembly for training. And upon reaching the airport and checking in, and when they reached the immigration as the last point to go and board their flights, they were told, Mr. Speaker, that members of the Senate, including members of staff, have been injuncted from traveling out of the country because of a pending business in the House. Assuming, Mr. Speaker, that there is a desire for senators to be in this House to debate any matter, no law obligates every senator to sit in the House. They may sit in the House, and now that we even debate through different medium, via Zoom and other mediums, a member sitting in a committee in UAE or in US or wherever can participate in the proceedings of this House. In fact, we have had members voting from Washington to bills in this House. And if, Mr. Speaker, the intention was to have quorum for the debate, why extend it to innocent staff of the House who are going on training with their colleagues? In fact, in this particular incident, Mr. Speaker, the staff of the Senate were offloaded their luggage from the plane, which had already been put in the cargo hold, and they were turned away from the airport and they didn't travel, while their counterparts from the National Assembly, in fact, did travel. So as the head of this House, together with your clerk, we need, senators can protect themselves, but staff need even greater protection so that if it's enhancement of their skills through learning, Mr. Speaker, then we should not allow anybody to subject them to this. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the Houses of Parliament as a legislature are independent of the executive. So on what basis would anybody in the executive injunct a member of a different arm of government from traveling out of the country for whatever reason, except probably security or other matters?
Senator Mohamud.
Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also say something about this because I got a call from a relative of mine who works at the airport. And she asked me that she saw a list of all the senators, 67 senators, asking them not to clear to travel out. In fact, I was warned not to try to travel because there's a name there that the list here, we cannot travel. And I was shocked. That was last week. If that's the case, because it came from the executive, I wonder why the executive wants to control, how, this Senate manages business. Because of a pending issue in Senate, I think the executive is that desperate to send a list to Immigration Department. And in fact, this person warned me 2 people have been already been turned back, so police don't attempt to travel out of the country. And it is true because, and I asked who are there, I said the whole list of 67 senators are there, including yourself. So what is being mentioned by Senator Wetangula and Senator Cheriot is right. I think it is high time that we really respect and maintain the dignity of this House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Orengo.
Mr. Speaker, I'd rather we don't talk about this thing in the abstract. If there's a case, I think it should be properly brought before the House. Because I know the provisions in the Constitution that they were there in the old Constitution, which determined whether a member of Parliament can leave the country or not. And we suffered many times. You could not leave the country until you got a letter from the head of public service. But I've had an experience myself when there was an attempt to stop me from going to Zimbabwe. But I argued my case the whole morning, and eventually I was allowed, not allowed. I insisted until I got to the plane, and I went to Zimbabwe and came back. So some of these things, if you're indolent, and then unasema nimekatiliwa, siwezi kupatiwa nafasi ya kwenda nje, who is there? I mean, there's no basis where somebody can stop you. And I know as a member of Parliament, if you insist at the airport, nobody can stop you because there's no legal basis for you to be stopped. I have had a situation myself of being removed from the plane. That was under the old Constitution. So, Mr. Speaker, I would rather that we bring the case properly before the House. Then we say on such a day, Senator Pogisio was not allowed to travel. And then we can pursue the officers at the airport where they got those instructions. For me, that would be wrong. That would be wrong. But even the staff. But the staff, I dare say, the staff are managed in a different way. I mean, as his instructions can come within the executive arm or within the Speaker's office. But I don't think the executive can direct staff of Parliament. Yeah, the executive cannot direct So I'm saying, instead of talking about this in the abstract, if a member of staff was stopped by the executive, it is a responsibility of us to defend those members of staff because we are an independent arm. So I would encourage Senator Cheriot to come with that specific case. It is properly placed before the relevant committee, and we discuss it.
Yes, what's your point of information?
Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that Senator Orengo wants to put the matter in its proper perspective. And I think it beholds upon you to investigate and give this House a reasoned direction. Senator for Kwale was traveling out of the country with his family. He was stopped and sent back home. He didn't travel. The other incident that I was talking about is a senior member of staff called Adika and a group he was traveling with. They were stopped, their luggage offloaded from the cargo hold of the plane and sent away, and their counterparts from the National Assembly are in South Africa for the training that they were both supposed to go. And this is not right, because staff of the Assembly and the Senate are of an independent arm of government, and they only report to the employer, the Parliamentary Service Commission. So you can even go further, Mr. Speaker, and find out whether there was any communication from the Parliamentary Service Commission countermanding the permission and the clearance for these officers to go for training. But worse still, the distinguished senator for Kwale, the embarrassment he suffered with his family is something that you need to inquire into and protect your members.
Order, senators. Why don't we? I just wanted to, because you see, the issue has been brought. I know what. Okay, Senator Murkomen.
Mr. Speaker, I'm glad the way Senator Orengo and Senator Wetangula have spoken. This matter is in a very bipartisan manner. And this issue is bigger than just our staff and the members. It's about the independence of institutions. And it's also about freedoms and rights, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it started with the Deputy President being told he cannot travel to Uganda and held at the airport for 3 hours. Now it has come to members of parliament, Mr. Speaker, the senators being dictated whether they can travel or not. And it has moved to the staff. Mr. Speaker, those of us who are here at the moment and at this point in time are trustees on behalf of the people of Kenya to ensure that we protect and defend the Constitution and the rights of those who are now serving and those who will come. Mr. Speaker, I want you to take this matter a bit more serious. Either the Powers and Privileges Committee is given the responsibility to investigate, if that is the right committee to do, or the committee that deals with security and foreign relations, Mr. Speaker, to deal with this issue and report to the House, because it must be dealt with formally. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I was speaking with a few colleagues who had a meeting in State House the other day. Mr. Speaker, I'm told a senior executive officer, Mr. Speaker, berated a member of this House for being part of a delegation to go out of the country when this bill is supposed to be debated. And witnesses are here because they were sitting. You were not there, Mr. Speaker, I wasn't there. But colleagues who are there are sure that the President was hard on one of the members of this House about traveling. So you can tell that, Mr. Speaker, if we continue like this, the executive and the presidency will be dictating how we will operate as parliament, and this is terrible.
Order, senators. This is a very important. Yes, Senator Fatuma. I wanted to give that so that we go to read this document also that we have. But Senator Fatuma, as leader of majority, okay.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, just before you do this, I just wanted to pick up from where everybody has said. Speaker, on the matter of privileges, there's a very clear definition of what our privileges are. As a member is traveling from one point to another, yeah, Mr. Speaker, they're not supposed to face unnecessary hindrances on their way to duty or from duty. We know that. The thing that I'd like to probably say, Mr. Speaker, is why, and particularly Senator Murkomen, just why does the President's name have to come up in everything, including where you are not present? You're not present. And you call, wait a minute, and you called the President, and he calls the President an executive officer. I mean, Mr. Speaker, I think, no.
Order, senators,
Mr. Speaker.
Order, senators. That's why I wanted to give direction so that order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Senator Murkomen.
This is where people begin to lose, contract for nothing, their control. I'm just saying, let's show some respect. You want to call His Excellency the President, call them by their title, but this business of just beginning to lose the respect of a president just because you differ in opinions. Mr. Speaker, that should not be brought to the House.
Senator Fatuma Dula, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I think the issues raised are really very important issues. Number two, what we are being told here is just hearsay. And I think it is important that the evidences brought before this House, which will enable you to investigate on the matter. And finally, I don't think if there is any problem for any political party to stop their members from traveling if they have an interest in the matter on the floor of the House. So whoever wants to go can go. Whoever doesn't want to go, they can stay. But executive does not instruct any member from traveling anywhere. So let members who are claiming that the executive is stopping people from traveling produce an evidence here. We don't want to listen to hearsay. I thank you.
Okay, order, senators. Order, senators. Order, senators. Let me, order, senators. Order. Let me say this. I'm the speaker and the issue was directed to the speaker. There's only one speaker here. No, Sasa, you know, guys, I wanted to say the matters raised are very serious. They affect us as an institution, an independent institution, and I'm seized of the matter, and I want you to give me 2 weeks to get all the information and bring a report here on exactly what happened. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Let's consult in low tones. We are still on.
Order number 7, statements. Order number 8, Committee of the Whole, the Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021. Order number 9, Committee of the Whole, the County Oversight and Accountability Bill, Senate Bills number 17 of 2021. Division. Order number 10, Committee of the Whole, the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 38 of 2021.
Order, senators.
Division.
Order. We are transacting business. Order, senators.
And
order, senators. We are still on. Senators, order. Take your seat, please.
And order number 11, Committee of the Whole, the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 37 of 2021, division as well. Who is the speaker?
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats.
Senator Maruma will be moving for the chair, Labour Committee, as the vice chair. Okay, since Senator Sakaja is not here.
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats. Senators, we want to commence business of the House. Can you take your seats, please? Order, members. I don't want to mention names. Can you take your seats? I would like to give you the guidelines on how to do the amendments on the first bill that we are dealing with. That is the Heritage and Museum Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, this bill has been kindly, Senators. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, this bill has been canvassed at the special sittings and held on Tuesday, 21st December 2021 and Wednesday, 22nd December 2021. What was left from this special sitting was a division at the Committee of the Whole and subsequently at the third reading stage. At the Committee of the Whole stage, the bill was canvassed without any amendments proposed, and therefore, the bill would have been passed by the Senate without amendments had a division been undertaken. However, on Monday, 10th January 2022, the chairperson of the Standing Committee of Labor and Social Welfare filed a notice of amendment with the Office of the Clerk pursuant to Standing Orders 147.2, noting that no decision on the bill at the Committee of the Whole had been made other than a resolution by the Senate for the Committee of the Whole to sit again another day. It has therefore become necessary for the Committee of the Whole to consider the amendments by the Standing Committee. In this regard, I therefore direct that the Committee of the Whole considers and the said amendments and the requisite processes follow as contained in Standing Order number 47 to 149. I thank you, Senators. So we start.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Amendment by the mover, chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare. Senator Mwaruma is going to do it on behalf of the chair.
Thank you, Chair. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Amendment by the mover, chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare.
That clause 5 of the bill be amended by A, inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph B. Paragraph BA, identify and manage grade 1 heritage resources in accordance with this act, and B, deleting paragraphs D and E.
I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill.
That clause 7.
Amendment by the chairperson.
That clause 7 of the bill be amended by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph B. So paragraph BA should read, identify and manage grade 2 heritage resources in accordance with this act.
I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the meal. Amendment by the past chairperson.
That clause 8 of the bill be amended. A, in subclause 1 by deleting paragraph D and substituting therefore the following new paragraph. Paragraph D should read, 3 persons representing scientific, arts, and general outstanding interest in and contribution of the work of the national heritage, one of whom shall be nominated by Nature Kenya.
I propose the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 9 to 33.
I propose the question that clauses 39 to 33 be part. That clauses 9 to 33 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 9 to 33 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 34 to 39.
I propose the question that clauses 34 to 39 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
That the bill be amended by deleting clause 34. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 35. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 36. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 37. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 38. That the bill be amended by deleting clause 39.
I propose the question that clauses 34 to 39 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clauses 34 to 39 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 40 to 60.
I propose the question that clauses 40 to 60 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 40 to 60 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 61 to 80.
I propose the question that clauses 61 to 80 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 61 to 80 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clauses 81 to 100.
I propose the question that clauses 81 to 100 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 81 to 100 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
First, second, and third schedules.
I propose the question that that first, second, and third schedules be part of the bill. I put the question that first, second, and third schedules be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
New clause 2A.
I propose the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 2B.
I propose the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2B be read a second time.
New clause 7A.
I propose the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. Yes.
New clause 2A.
Chairperson?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. That the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately after clause 2. Madam Chair, the new insertion involves long narrations, and I propose that the change...
Honorable Senators,
the insertion,
let's listen to the proceedings of the House.
Yeah, that the bill be amended as per the order paper.
Be now read a second time.
Yeah, Chair, now propose that the new clause A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 2B. I propose the question that the new clause 7A. Where's the 2A? Oh, we came back here. I propose the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 2B.
Chairperson?
Chair, I propose that new clause 2B be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2B be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 7A.
Chairperson?
Chair, I propose that new clause 7A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 7A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33A.
Chairperson?
Chair, I propose that new clause 33A be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33A be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33A be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33B.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33B be read a second time as outlined in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33B be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33C.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33C be read a second time as outlined in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33C be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33C be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33D.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33B be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33D be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33D be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33E.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33E be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 33E be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33E be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33F.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33F be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33F be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33F be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33G.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33G be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33G be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33G be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33H.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33H be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 33H be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33H be read a second time. Division at the end.
New clause 33I.
Chairperson?
I propose that new clause 33I be read a second time as in the order paper.
I propose the question that new clause 31. I propose the question that new clause 33I be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 33I be read a second time. Division at the end.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Standing committee chair.
That the clause 2 of the bill be amended by inserting the following new definition immediately after the definition of the word heritage. Living heritage means the intangible aspects of inherited culture and may include A, cultural tradition, B, oral history, C, performance, D, ritual, E, popular memory, F, skills and techniques, G, indigenous knowledge systems, or H, the holistic approach to nature, society, and social relationships. I propose that new clause 2 becomes part of the bill. Or be read a second time, sorry.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Can the bell be rung for 5 minutes? Can the bell be rung for another 5 minutes?
Senator Milgo.
Honorable Senators, we don't seem to have numbers. Honorable Senators, kindly pay attention to the proceedings. Senator Milgo, can we pay attention, please? Honorable Senators, we don't seem to have numbers to do the division. So I would like to call the mover to come and move.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on the consideration of the Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bill number 22 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question, which is that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many as are of the opinion say aye, and those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable Senators, Madam Speaker,
Honorable Senators, this is reporting progress, and I would like to call upon the chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report progress that a committee of the whole has considered the Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bills number 22 of 2021, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
Mover. Senator Milgo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said reports, and ask Senator Mary's Senator to second.
Senator.
Madam Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I will now propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable Senators, I will now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Senators, you are aware that because of numbers, we couldn't proceed with the division of order number 8. So I would like to formally defer order number 9, order number 10, and order number 11, all of which are supposed to be subjected to division. Honorable Senators, there being no other business, the Senate therefore now stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 26 January 2020 at 2:30 p.m. 2022, yes.
Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, Honorable Mohammed Abdi Kaim Osman, Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu, Honorable Mishi Juma Hamisi Mboko, and Honorable Godfrey Osoti.
As your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic,